Hey there, everybody. How's it going today? Ian back here with you, Entertainment Examiner. Hey, for the whole month of October, every Monday in October, I'm going to be coming to you guys for a movie series where I'm going to rank the entries in a famous horror franchise. I'm a big horror movie fan, and I've never done these ranking videos before, but I usually kind of know where my stance is on various entries in the franchises, and I just thought these would be fun to do. So today I'm going to be doing the Friday the 13th franchise. Of course, started in 1980, about camp counselors at Camp Crystal Lake. They're getting hunted by this killer, who you all should know by now. Spoiler alert, I guess. It's Jason's mother, but Jason is really not dead, as we come to find out in part 2, or the end of part 1. So, these all be from this awesome Scream Factory Blu-ray box set that I have. If you don't have this, you really should. Comes with all the movies, a bonus disc, and this cool little booklet. So, absolutely pick up this box set. It's probably like the ultimate box set out there. And I will echo the people who think that they should do one for the Nightmare on Elm Street films too. So, I will be ranking all the movies from my least favorite to my favorite, including Freddy vs. Jason, because it's in the set. So, start with my least favorite. Some people I know love this movie. I've just never really been into it. It's kind of the one I go to the least, and that's Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Not the biggest fan of this one. I don't know. I think it's just okay. It's kind of has these like mystical elements to it. These kind of like Jason can float from his like spirit can float from body to body. It's kind of weird. Of course, you have the unrated and the rated and the theatrical, the R-rated version. So that's cool. But yeah, probably my least favorite. But if I do watch the whole series, I will include Jason Goes to Hell. But it's not one that I come back to a whole lot. So next is many people's least favorite. I don't hate this one, but it's not very good. It's part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. The bad thing is that it really doesn't take place in Manhattan. It's mostly on the ship, on the way to Manhattan, because the movie couldn't get, like, I guess, filming rights for New York City more than a few days, and that really shows in this movie. This was kind of the end of the main. There's like 8 films that Paramount released, and the New Line got it. And they've been talking about a new Jason movie forever, but yeah, part 8's not very memorable. There's some memorable kills, like the guy who gets his head chopped off, and then it goes in the trash. So that's memorable, but not much here. But again, you have Kane Hodder playing Jason, which is always a thrill. So, but yeah, not the best. My next one on the list is the remake of Freddy vs. Jason. I don't know, or not Freddy. I'm sorry, of Friday the 13th. I don't know if I've come back to this one since I saw it in the theater. What was that? 2009. That's been a long time. But I probably should. It might be better now than I thought it was. Then I thought it was good, not great. It has some cool special features on it. Yeah, I should watch this one again. Next on the list is Part 5, A New Beginning. Very well known because it's not really Jason. I went to a horror con about 4 years ago where they had a Part 5 reunion, which a ton of people were there. I mean, Melanie Kinnaman, Deborah Voorhees were there. John Shepard was there. Yeah, there's a lot of people from this movie. Ma and Jr., who played them in this movie, were there. It's an interesting take on the franchise. I'll give them that they're trying to do something new. But it's not. It just doesn't work very well, besides some memorable kills like the ones you see on the back. Not a whole lot to write home about. Next is the first one I actually saw in the theater, which was Jason X, released in 2002. This is Jason Goes to Space. It was actually higher on my list than I thought it would be. Definitely memorable kill in the where he slams the woman's face down after putting it in the liquid ice or whatever it was. That's probably many people's one of the most memorable kills in the whole franchise. Kane Hodder, of course, back as Jason. It gets a little weird when these franchises start going to space, like Leprechaun and Jason. They're kind of going off the rails a little bit. So, yeah, but it's okay for what it is. It's kind of like a horror comedy. You could even see it that way. At least I do. But It's fine. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So, but I still rank it a little higher than those other ones just because I have good memories maybe of seeing it in the theater when it came out. But the next ones are all kind of my favorites in the franchise. Next, I'm going to go ahead and rank Freddy vs. Jason. Saw this in the theaters too. I waited in a long line of people inside the theater in 2003 when this came out. This is kind of like what everybody was waiting for. Robert Englund back as Freddy Krueger. Me and others were upset that Kane Hodder did not play Jason. That was Ken Kersinger who played him in this film. But I enjoy Freddy vs. Jason for what it is. I was big into both of these franchises at the time. I had all the movies on video. I worked in a movie theater at the time and did a whole display, a Freddy vs. Jason display for them with all my movies and stuff. It was really cool. So yeah, directed by Ronnie Yu, who I think directed Bride of Chucky as well. So yeah, I like Freddy vs. Jason. There's some cool stuff in it. Next is Friday the 13th Part 3, which was in 3D. I almost ranked this one a little higher. I just like this movie. I think this is a good installment. You can kind of put the first four together in a coherent storyline. It does have a 4K scan and a new 3D transfer. I think you have to have a 3D TV to watch it, which I don't have. So I'll just watch all 2D Jason. But of course, this was the first one where he got his hockey mask. So that's awesome. So yeah, I like Part 3. Ask me again, and it might be higher on this list. Next is one I really enjoyed just because it's kind of cool entry, which is Part 7, The New Blood. This is Kane Hodder's first appearance as Jason. Laura Park Lincoln is in this one, as is Terry Kaiser, who was in Weekend at Bernie's. I met Terry Kaiser. Super nice guy. Super nice. Yep, just the regular poster art in there. I think I've always liked that poster art too. Of course, it's about a young girl named Tina with telekinetic powers. So it's kind of like a Carrie meets Jason. I just thought that was a cool element to the franchise, and I've always enjoyed this one. So next is a good old original Friday the 13th. Classic movie. I always enjoy this when I come back to it. I enjoyed the uncut version too, which has a few more scenes and sequences in it. It's really cool. Yeah. A young Kevin Bacon is in this, of course directed by Sean S. Cunningham, written by Victor Miller. The late great Betsy Palmer, of course, plays the mother and the killer in the film. She is awesome in this. Adrienne King, Jeannie Taylor, a lot of great people in this. First time we hear Harry Manfredini scored. He would go on to score almost all the movies in the franchise, but great classic slasher movie that really just, after Halloween and then this, I mean, the whole slasher genre really just started up in the 80s. Next is Part 2, which I like more than Part 1. I used to not, but the more I watch Part 2, the more I really like it. I think the kills are more solid, the characters are more consistent, and I just really enjoy this movie. I think Part 2 is a really great entry in the franchise. I think that the two leads are good, the final girl, Amy Steele, and I like John Fury very much. So yeah, I like Part 2. Really good entry. Next are just two I've always liked a lot. Number 4, The Final Chapter, is number 2 on my list. I like The Final Chapter a lot. Tom Savini, who of course did the brilliant makeup for the first one, comes back for what was supposed to be the final chapter. We see a young Corey Feldman here, who is, I think, shooting Goonies at the same time. Kimberly Beck and a young Crispin Glover, who would go on to do Back to the Future the next year. So yeah, great makeup, great action, great kills. I've always really liked Part 4. I think it's a really great entry in this franchise. So yeah, Part 4 is awesome. And my favorite is Part 6, Jason Lives. I love Part 6. I just think this is a great movie because what Tom McLaughlin did is he knows what this franchise is, and I like that it kind of makes fun of itself a little bit, but it's still a really great horror movie, and it's fun, and it came after Part 5, which was very disappointing to a lot of people, and it brings Jason back, and I just really like this movie. They wake him up from the grave. I think it's Horseshack from Welcome Back Kotter is in this. It says kill or be killed. Everything's kind of like a little like tongue-in-cheek kind of jokes in this, but Man, this is a great entry in this series. It's one of the most consistently great movies. I'd say those first 3 or 4 movies that I listed are just very consistent. So, okay, that's all I got for this ranking video for you guys of the Friday the 13th franchise and this awesome box set. Just showing off my box sets too, why not? I'm not sure which one I'm going to do for next Monday, but I will be back with another edition of Ranking the Horror, is what I'm going to call these videos. So, yeah, if you are a fan of Friday the 13th franchise, let me know down in the comments. Like, comments, and subscribe to my page, Entertainment Examiner. Let me know your rankings. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know all the movies, include Freddy vs. Jason, the remake, all of them. Let me know your rankings. I'd love to hear your rankings. As I said, just a consistently great slasher franchise. So, okay, that's all I got for this ranking video for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.